All right. Good morning, Optimists. It is good to see you guys again today. Still working with this EV program. I really like a lot of the features to it. Okay, so first off, the video quality is significantly better. That's awesome. I think that the just the overall quality of everything is really cool. I think that the user interface, i.e., the way that I interact with this whole streaming experience, is really kind of challenging. It's not as intuitive and straightforward as some of the other programs that I've used, but I do like that some of the features that they offer. The fact that it's a web-based program as opposed to a desktop-based, so I'm not putting all that strain on my computer um, while attempting to trade and having like drop frames and everything like that. So take the good with the bad, I guess. I do hope that they make the interactivity of this a little bit more just straightforward. Hey, what's up, Tiny? It's good to see you. Um, Make sure we got everything that we need. I think we're good. Let's let's share our screen. Get some audio going. There we are. Oh, is it on repeat for you? Whoa. You wish your balance was up? Don't we all, right? That's certainly what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay. How is that? Can you hear the audio? I'm still trying to figure out this software. It's not very intuitive to me. Uh, there's a few more features than the other software that we were using, but with some of those extra features comes a little bit of a learning curve. So I'm still trying to make that happen. You can hear me. Can you hear the music? I appreciate you, by the way. It's ID. Just come in here and give me just answering cues. No, no music. What about now? Can you hear music now? Did we have music yesterday? Take a look at these markets here. Market's just been in free fall today. It's down almost 3%. It's like 2.5%. Market's down. Pretty much been in free fall since the open. It's kind of a little high, but good. Outside of perfect volume. It's weird, man. It's an odd program, dude. Like, allows for us to have better quality programming. So I do like that. Let's check this here. So we're on a 5-minute chart at the moment, and you can see that basically come down. We gave back all the highs from yesterday and really from this whole week. Bring in a level there, which we just immediately broke through. I'm gonna throw this on a 1 minute, see what's going on. We kind of got this double bottom going on here. I'm just gonna drop this there. Okay, so definitely probably going to be short bias today. Although we are at 7:30 and we are kind of hitting this double bottom here. So we got the bottom here at around 36.35, and VWAP is at 36.75. So we're about $40 off of VWAP. So what I've noticed a lot of times in the ES is that for the vast majority of the time, we only really shift about $40 above, $40 below VWAP. So we could be hitting a bottom here. If we break below this, or we continue to drop down, then I think that we're gonna see just a lot of harshness in the just the overall deaths. This was I'm looking at a 5-day chart right now. You can see 5 days ago we were hitting 36.13 before we bounced and had that rip up to around 3,700. But for the vast, so this was 36.13, and we ripped up to 37.50, and then rejected off of 37.50 and fell down off of there, and we've almost retraced the entire move. So it wouldn't shock me if we came and ran back down to this number here. But my guess is just on the day itself that we're going to kind of fluctuate within this $80 range. So from this 36, 35, or possibly 25 level up to around where's the view up at? View up's at 30.75, so up to 37.25. So it wouldn't shock me if we kind of worked within that $80 to $100 level or range, I should say, between the VWAP and where we're at. So right now, market's continuing to fall down. Got to be a easier way for me to maneuver all this stuff. I'm sure there is. I'm sure I'm just a novice at this programming. I don't even know if I'd call myself a novice, absolute beginner at it. So I'm sure there's an easier way to have all this workflow be just simpler, to where I can switch between full screen and shared screen and all that type of stuff, and just have it just work really simply. But I haven't figured it out yet. Getting a bounce, like I said, off that level right there, almost exact. So that bounce that we're getting, I mean, don't count on this to be necessarily have a lot of strength. But really just that it was going to get that bounce was really what we were looking for. So we may see a little bit of a trend reversal. We do have a 35 well above the 26. We got the possible crossover happening. I'm going to throw in a 12-tick move here and look for an entry at 36.75. Looking for an entry off of 36.35.50. I don't know if we're going to get that low. I think that's too low. I'm just going to join the bid here. Missed the entry. Why are you lagging? Got an entry there. Okay, so our move is we're going for 12 ticks. which is really just the hit of this 35 here. We did get a 3 tick bounce. I'm looking for a full 12 because of this bounce off the slow here. I'm not gonna be surprised if this switches from red to yellow on the TTM and makes a run to at least test this 35. I know it's kind of weird that I'm going long in such a down market, but it kind of makes sense just because of the bounce off the lows, the double bottom down there. We'll see if it works out. We did get a switch to the yellow candle here on this current candle. So I just want to see that push. Just keep pushing up. We want to see that push up to test this 35. And I think that we may actually break through this 35, but that's our goal, is to take that move there. And I've been getting better at taking like 12 tick trades off of these like micro trend reversals, and just it's just been something I've been doing better and better at. So it's quickly becoming closer and closer to my style. So we did take that profit. We got exactly 12 ticks before it pulled back. So that is a $750 profit trade on 5 contracts at 12 ticks. So we've gotten a lot better at sort of recognizing these, like this double bottom here, and then having like a 12 tick range has seemed to be very consistent with the ES. Like essentially we get these double bottoms and then we enter usually like right around here, where we're starting to see that reversal actually happen, and then we get like on a very consistent basis anywhere from 8 to 12 ticks very very consistently. We often go past that 12 ticks over excuse me, I'm still sick, up to like 20, but I try to get out at 12 just because I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm trying to take a portion of that range, not the entirety of that range. I think a lot of times in stock trading, I would try and go get that whole range, and in doing so would often screw myself over, and I would get really close to the sell order or something like that, and then it would fill, and then it would drop. So instead I go for that 12 tick range, and it's been working out really well with futures. It looks like we may actually get a full-on trend reversal. 9 above the 12. I'm going to hold off though on taking a trade until this actually resolves. We did get a green dot. We're about to get a cyan switch too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 4th green candle. We've got 5 seconds left in this candle. Not even that. And I would not be surprised if we get a pullback here, but I don't know if we're going to. Of course, it happens right away. That pullback, I'd be looking for a pullback to about the 35, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think that we're just going to rip up and make it test in the VWAP soonish. Not now, but I think over the next, 10 to 15 minutes or something like that, or possibly even less, we make a run up. So having said all that, the 50 here may act as resistance, so I'm not necessarily getting in yet, although I probably should have off of this doji here when it was a doji. We did get a cyan switch, and it's within the Bollinger Band, and we went from 0.2 to 1.2, so that's pretty solid momentum there. I'm going to try and get an entry, get a new candle forming here actually, so I'm going to wait just a second. Wait for this to pull back some. The entry I was looking at was 36.45. Try and get in right there. Got the fill. Hopefully this doesn't just go against me. We're going for 12 ticks, which is actually at the very top of this wick. I think 12 ticks may be a little aggressive just because of this pullback, but this honestly looks like it's going to rip up to me. So it looks like we're basically going to have this 1 minute pullback and then have sort of a standard chart pattern where we get the rip on top of that. I want to see like that much. TTM went from 1.4 to 1.9. Gonna cut this quick if it doesn't bounce up on this candle. Cutting it there. Took a 625 loss. So we gave back the vast majority of that profit. So we were up 750. Now we're up 125 on the day. Pattern didn't resolve, not yet. So it may actually eventually, especially because we're getting this kind of pullback followed by the doji. We've got 10 seconds left on this candle. I probably cut it a little too early, but especially because we got TTM here. So TTM went 1.4 to 1.9 to now 2.5. Looking solid. I'm going to join the bid right here. And again, we're looking for another 12 ticks up. I'm actually going to look for a retest. Oh, do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I want to put actually a test here. Yeah, heck with it. Let's keep it. It looks solid. All right, so we got that. Up 875 on the day now. So a 750 trade, then a loss of 625, then another $750 trade. All in the sim, by the way, guys. Get back to trading the evaluations soon, but now it's not that time. So how are you guys doing so far? 100% viewers to likes. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Boom. That never happens, but we did it. We do only have 3 viewers, but 3 people liked it, and that's awesome. I don't know how many likes we have because I can't see that on this end. Not until it's not unless I go check the YouTube side of things. So, hey, what's up, Spac? Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. So yeah, good day so far. Taking my time with the trading. There is, I can tell that I'm moving into a new strategy that is more in line with my trading style. I can tell that I'm moving towards that, which is less trades at higher profit. And that is very similar to how I trade stocks, where when I trade stocks, I maybe take 3 trades a day. And usually a lot of times it's even just one. But I'm looking for that one trade where I can take that rip. With futures, I'm looking for like a lot of times like a momentum that has about like 12 ticks within it. And that's what we're getting with this, and that's really kind of how I think that I'm going to begin to trade futures more consistently. I think I need to go for the 50K account because I need that drawdown available to me. Because as you saw, we took a 625 loss on that one trade, even though we were still in profit. If our first trade hadn't worked out, then we would be down, $600 or something like that. Still red so far, but actually not trading much at all today. I understand. So let's jump back into the chats. All right. So came up in it basically hit this level here, this 3648 level. Rejected off of that. TTM is going, we've got 2.5 to 3.1 to 4.1, solid momentum, 2.46 to 5.2. So we do have really solid momentum on the TTM, passing up towards the upward momentum, I should say. This 50 EMA is going to be a strong area of resistance, but you can see we got the 9 above the 12, both of those crossing above the 35. This is looking super solid for a big rip to the upside. Um, Now, the only real thing is, will it get above this 50? This 50 is going to be a really strong area of resistance right now. Um, but once it passes above that, and it looks like it might, once it passes above that, we have pretty clear sailing up to where? Well, we've got this one level in here from a couple of days ago. This is at 36, what, 36.55. But I can see us potentially even having pretty clear sailing up to the VWAP. Now, that is if, and it's a big if, it breaks this 50. I think it's going to. We've got the momentum behind it on the TTM, but you can see some of the cooling on the TTM as well. So we went from 5.2 to now hovering in between a dark blue and a cyan. I think that this is going to actually bounce off of this. I really do, but I could be wrong. I'm not taking it straight at the moment just because it's so close at that resistance level. How much time is left on this? We've got 8 seconds left on this candle. I'd be looking for this to pull back slightly, and then on the next candle, rip up. I'm going to just check the 3. Almost got a crossover on the 3. Not there yet. Really close though. And we're getting this pullback on the 3 as well. And then on the 5, also working on a crossover, but a lot more distance to go for that one. So jumping back to the 1, I mentioned that we may get a rip on the next candle, and it looks like we got a little bit of a rip. TTM went 5.2 to 5.7 to 6.3, and let's zoom in on this range here. It's too close. You're too close, man. You're too close. I forgot what that was from. Is that from Dave Chappelle? Show my age. Okay, getting some consolidation right here in this area. 36.50 is a strong area of resistance. Really, it's like this 36.48 that's really struggled with. What is that? We need to go to 36.49 in order to actually get a 12-tick move. Yeah, we need to break over 36.50. I think it's going to. Honestly, that should have been a good entry. Like, that would have been a good entry point, like, right there. And here's the rip. That's the rip we were talking about and hoping for. Like I said, that would have been a good entry point, like, right there. I thought, like, 36.47 or so. Why did the music stop? Waiting for pullback here. Rejection at 36.50. And try to join the mid there, but it missed. Still got my order open. We got filled. So we're looking for a 12-tick move to 36.54. 54 is our exit point, although we may cut it sooner. I don't want this to dip into the red. I'm going to cut it before it does. Made 312.50 on that. Pretty good range. Pretty good momentum. Honestly, I really wish I had entered when I was talking about getting entry right here, like 36.47 or 46.50 or something like that, because we could have taken that full move, especially because we called out. Now we got the 9 above the 12. I got like double audio happening. There, no one get confused. So up what 1,250 on the day in the sim. We've been doing really well in the sim, like really, really well. I need to take this strategy that I'm utilizing and apply it to the evaluation because I think that it is a very solid strategy that will work out very, very, very well and very consistently in the eval. So I just need to take it and apply it. Jumping back. Okay, so now we're actually seeing a real pullback. 3650, 253 or so, ending in resistance, and I think this is going to rip on through. Like I said, we may have clear sailings up to this VWAP just because we've got that double bottom now. We've kind of hit the standard deviation range there, and now it's just time for it's time for this consolidation to happen. And I think that we're waiting on a 5-minute move. This is the 3-minute chart is about to cross. I use the 3-minute. I don't know anybody else who does, but I've really noticed that's very helpful for me for identifying trends. On the 5, 9 is about to get above the 12. 5 has been stacking on the TTM, went from 32 to 31 to 27 to 23. Looking real solid on the 5 for a trend reversal. 3-minute also looking real solid for a trend reversal. Almost at the cyan switch on the 3-minute. Probably get that in the next candle, more than likely, which would be at 754, which is right now 77. So on the 3, what we'd want to see, so we did have that hammer candle on the 3. What we would want to see is actually break above this wick. But you can see here on the TTM on the 3-minute chart, this is one of the reasons why I use it, is because it's really helpful for me to predict trend movement. On the 3, you can see that we actually get a red dot on the cyan switch there. So we actually stepped outside of the Bollinger Band on the 3-minute chart. I don't know that that's going to matter. I do think that we are just going to continue to rip up to the VWAP. But for at least for right now, we're going to enter into a period of consolidation around this level. I think I'd want to see potentially it's not going to happen because it already broke out. So I was going to say potentially an entry off of like 3652, but we're already getting the breakout. Maybe not. Going along here off of 5350. For a move, I'm gonna actually drop this move to 55. Let's see if we can take that at 55. Hands over the cover. Actually gonna drop this to just 2 ticks. Getting more of a pullback than I want to see, so I'm going to see if we can just get out with a little bit of profit. Cutting it there. Loss of 500 and what? We were at 1250. We went down to 687.50, so we lost quite a lot on that one. What did we lose? 687.50. We lost 562.50 on that one. I was really looking for that for this area to break right here. but it looks like we're moving towards the downside a little bit. So I think we're going to have a little bit more consolidation. This 3650 area here needs to hold. It's going to be kind of psychological support. I'm going to throw in a level right there. So this 3650 right here, let's make this one stand out a little bit. Let's give it that color. So this 3650 here is going to need to act as support before we see a continued move to the upside. So I think that here, let's jump to the 3-minute chart. On the 3-minute, we step back into the Bollinger Band. We're not quite there yet because we are just starting to get that momentum. But man, look at that rip already. What a bounce off of 3650. Look at that. So we certainly didn't necessarily need to cut that trade, but we did in order to keep good risk management. Nice bounce off of that 3650 area. And I think that we may see continued movement. And like I said, I think that we have clear sailing up to the VWAP, honestly. For the cooling on the TTM, went from 8.6 to 8.5 to 8 to 7 to 6.5 to 6.3. So getting that reversal here. Should have entered off of 3650, but I just thought it was going to run without me. So hence why the movement. Okay, here's the break. There we go. Looking for a 12-tick move up to 3657, 75. So really looking for 3658 or 3660. Time. We got 3 seconds left on this candle. We're currently at break even on this trade. If this one doesn't just rip up, we're going to cut it. $8.02. TTM went 6.5 to 6.1. Not what you want to see, honestly. Like, it should have broke over that. It should have broke into the, like, ripped up past that. We're getting a little bit of a doji on this candle. We're 30 seconds or so into this candle, just over. Our entry is 3654.75. So this 3655 acting as a little bit more resistance than we want to see it. Still in this trade, sitting down slightly. I think I may have overtraded on the day. Our peak of the day was up 1250. Definitely overtraded on the day. I think that the area of the move was really the area that we already traded. Cut it there, back at break even on the day, but technically we're down because of fees. Fees would be $130.80. So this technically puts us down on the day, even though we're at break even. Not what you wanted to see. I mean, really, like, we had the op to get out in profit on that trade. On the, like, essentially, we got in and it ripped up. I think I'm taking too big of swings now for this area. So we're gonna switch down to like 4 ticks and try and take some little bounce scalps. But right now we are definitely getting a pullback to this 3650 area again. And let's check 3. I see. So what's happening is on the 3-minute chart, you can see we're actually running into resistance at the EMA 35. So right now on the 3-minute chart, our 35 on the 3 needs to actually be our area of resistance, which is 3655. Now let's see what we got going on the 5. So that's what's going on there. That's why we're not seeing the resolution that we want to see. We're running into the resistance on the 35 on the 3-minute chart. Now here on the 5, this 5-minute play hasn't even played out yet. This is a ways off. We actually had 2 5-minute dojis. Isn't that weird? 2 5-minute dojis at the top of that range, the top of that movement. That's so weird. 2 dojis in a row. You can see that the TTM has been stacking up on the 5-minute, but it hasn't resolved yet. Essentially, for this 5-minute move to play out, we're gonna need to see a green 5-minute candle. If we end up with a red 5, then I think that we're just gonna pull back down to the bottom and test the lows again. So we did break below 3650. See if this 5-minute actually plays out. You can see not every TTM works out perfectly. You can see like right here in this range, this TTM was stacking and then it flipped over. So this breakout here from last night around midnight, or really this was up until midnight, so it was like 11:30 over to midnight. This TTM didn't work out, so that might end up being the case here, especially after these 2 dojis in a row. Like I said, this 5-minute candle has to go green, which it's currently doing, and we're not at the 5-minute. Like at the time where this 5-minute would end, we actually just started this 5-minute candle, but it's looking potentially good. But like I said, that 5-minute candle has to go green. Otherwise, I think that we're just going to fall down. Huge rip, big bounce off of that EMA 35. This is why I use the 35. This is the 35 here on the 1-minute chart. You can see acting as support. On the 3-minute chart was acting as resistance. So it's just so like, I don't know, it's just such a like very obvious point of support and resistance. Breaking back over to the 12 tick, what a huge rip. We finally broke out of that range. Now coming into 38.60, I pretty much missed the move because we were doing all that analysis. So sometimes you sit on your hands like that. Huge volume increase. 10K contracts traded on that move there. Now I'm looking for an entry point, maybe off of 36.60, although doesn't look like we're gonna get it. Gonna scalp this range here. Entry point, let's see, time candle, 10 seconds left on this candle. Entry point here would be off of, just looking for a little micro pullback and then a bounce off that. New candle here. Didn't join the bid yet, just in case this candle goes red. But we finally did consolidate through this area here, so. Entered in the bid there, got 4 ticks, up 250 now, back on the day. I certainly just shouldn't have traded this whole consolidation zone. I should have just waited for this exact move. And that's the strategy that I'm trying to get to as a consistent, to where I'm like, I'm recognizing that the consolidation is there and then don't trade it. Instead, I'm trying to just trade these rips, nothing more. Gonna scalp ourselves back into to winning on the day, up 500 now. All right, how you guys doing? Just checking in, just seeing what we got going on. So here we are, the top of the hour. We're getting that rip above that 36.55 into the 36.60 zone. Like I said, we may have your sailing up to the volume weighted average price. The What we're attempting to do now with our trade strategy is trade much more similar to how we trade with stocks, where we're trading momentum and we're trading moves on that momentum, because that's where my edge is. So that's the strategy that I'm going to be focusing on. Taking a bunch of micro scalps is helpful if it's working at that time. But taking scalps through consolidation is not something that I want to do. And I need to actually write that. I'm going to write that down as a rule. I think what I may do is I may write down my trading rules and share them with you guys. Let me know if that's something you guys would want to see. We can share that in the Discord group, put it in the resources section. So if that's something you guys are interested in, just let me know. Hit like, hit subscribe, and all that type of stuff. But also, too, guys, if you want an opportunity to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding, guys. These guys are great. I've tried a couple of evaluations. Unfortunately, I failed. But their customer service has been there the whole time. Their customer service has been incredible, and that's one thing I really look for in companies. Customer service is sort of an afterthought these days, and I like that it's not an afterthought with these guys. That's one of the reasons I like working with companies that are on the come up, is because they're scrappy, they're young, they're trying to get customers, they're trying to make sure that they're doing things right and doing the ethical thing and all that type of stuff. That's what I like about these guys. Additionally, guys, if you want to try these guys out and do it at a discount, you can use my promo code JSVEST and use the link in the description, and you guys will get 25% off right now for life. That promo code is it will always give you the best price that is available with these guys. So if they do a bigger sale, use that same promo code, you'll get that bigger sale. Sometimes they do. Personally, I think the 50K evaluation is, in my opinion, one of the best values on the market. And the reason why I say that is because at its regular price, it is competitively priced to be equal with some of the other prop firms. But they do allow you 8 contracts, and with that 25% off, you'll be saving above the competition quite a bit. But you get a $2,000 drawdown with a $3,000 profit target. Now, if you were to take 8 contracts, which is full size, which I'm not recommending, just to be clear, it's not financial advice. But if you were to take 8 contracts and take 5 tick moves, it would take you 7 trades in order to 7 profitable trades at that full 5 ticks to earn your funding. So it's pretty quick. There's a minimum of 5 days of trading in order to get funded, which is so short. It's literally 1 week of trading in order to earn funding. After that, you guys can get access to your funding. So pretty dope, pretty awesome program, in my opinion. One of the best ones out there. So I really like these guys. They're great people. They have an active Discord group, and they answer questions really well. So yes, write my rules, whether I share them or not. I have mine, though. Following them is another job. Yeah, following them is its own job, because a lot of times you're trying to follow all these different rules at one time, and not. The interesting thing is that the market conditions are going to constantly shift, and so like your rules sometimes maybe they need to evolve with your market conditions. Or one of the things that I do a lot of the time is I'll have multiple different strategies so that I can trade in any market. But because I'm still somewhat new to futures, I've only been trading it now for less than 6 months. I really need to just stay dialed in on that one strat that's working. You know what I mean? And so, okay, so we did get a rejection off of this 3665 zone, or was it 3665? Yeah, 3665. Sorry, visual impairment. So and that's another thing too. I'm trading through a visual impairment, which is not exactly easy. But we've adapted in some ways. But big fall off that level, and getting a lot of cooling on the TTM, like pretty significant amount. and we're pulling back to 3650 zone. So we want to see 3650, which is a cyan line here, hold as support. And if this area holds as support, then we'll likely see another bounce, another move toward the VWAP. Let's check the 3 minute. So the 3 minute, we did get that crossover. We got the cyan switch. You can see on the 3 minute, again, this is why I use these moving averages. You can see on the 3 minute chart here, the 50 EMA is actually what was being rejected. So it was the 50 EMA that ended up being the resistance zone there, which is super, that's super solid. Like, it's very consistent. The 50 acts as resistance every time that you're underneath it, and you go up to test it. The 50 EMA acts as resistance just about every single time. So that's actually what was happening on that 3 minute chart. There's another reason why I use the 3 minute chart is because it's really easy to spot trends on the 3 minute chart. Now let's check the 5. 5, we're still working on that possible crossover. But if you remember my earlier talk about the about 5 minute moves, is that I was showing you here, like it was right here, where this 5 minute breakout was poised last night at 11:30, and looked like this 5 minute breakout was about to happen, and then right at midnight, poof, we rejected. So the witching hour or whatever. But by the way, y'all excited for spooky season? About to be Halloween now. So, and at my house, Halloween is the entire month of October. So, all right. On the 5 minute, we're actually, this is another reason why I use this 35 moving average. You can see on the 5 minute, the rejection was actually at 35. So on the 5 minute chart, we still got a ways to go on the 5. Like, you can see the 9 only recently, as in like the previous candle or so, crossed above the 12 right there. So so we still got a ways to go before this full trend reversal plays out. If it doesn't reject here, like if it doesn't keep rejecting, is it rejected pretty heavily off of that 35 zone on the 5 minute chart? Our next candle for 5 will be at 820, and right now we're looking like we're coming down. So we went from 8.6 on the TTM to 4.6, 4.5. So we still have the momentum of the TTM building. It's not there yet, but we could be essentially building for a breakout. You can see we never actually pulled back to this 3650 zone. We're kind of holding around like 3655, and this breakout here, this one here at like 2 o'clock in the morning, this was a 5 minute breakout that rejected the VWAP. So VWAP is going to be our next real strong point of resistance. So that is, you can see we rejected VWAP here at like 2:45 in the morning. We rejected again at like 4:25 in the morning. And then we rejected again around the open. So we've rejected 3 times today on the VWAP. So that's quite a lot of evidence to say that we may reject the VWAP. And if we reject the VWAP, we will likely see continued movement downward. Now, if we break through it, that's a different story. If we break through it, we may actually have a really strong move to the upside in a solid trend reversal. Market down over 2% today, pretty big. Like, anytime that the market's moving more than like 1-2%, like that's billions of dollars lost by a lot of these companies and by a lot of traders and investors. And when I say lost, I don't really mean lost, because let's be honest, these guys are smart. They know when to go short, they know when to go long, and these guys know what they're doing. So let's be honest, they're not losing billions of dollars. It's more of a market headline that you'll see out there where where it's like, Elon Musk lost billions today in the market. It's really what it is there's stock values that are dropping, and that's really what's going on. But you only lose when you sell, as they say. And while that is true, I'm certainly not advocating for holding on to losses. But what I am saying is that the value is going to fluctuate, and I just think that market moves up and down. It's just going to be it's going to be a constant. So I don't think it's actually that all that much money is actually lost. I think it's transferred or just being held, really. Or they're shorting the market, and that's fine too. Okay, so breaking down to around the 3650 zone. Not trading in this area because right now there's no clear move. It looks like essentially we could be going up, we could be going down, but right now I'm just looking for 3650 to hold as an area of support so that we can continue to do long trades. If not, and we break below that, then shorting maybe might be a reasonable option. Where are we at? We're on 4 ticks. So we did get a move down to that 3650. I was going to actually short on this candle, but it broke down faster than I expected it to. And I try not to switch my long and short bias within the day, because sometimes it's easier just to stay hyper fixated on going long or going short and just look for the moves that fit your criteria. But occasionally my mind is adaptable and malleable enough to be able to switch between the two. Remember that cyan line there is our area of support at 3650, and that is our zone to try and hold on to. Hey, dude. Hey, no worries, man. You can drop in whenever, and the fact that you're even here, we appreciate it. But I'll tell you one thing though, please and make sure that you are subscribed. I think you already are subscribed. But I'm just happy to see you here. So we're up 500 on the day. Our peak of the day was up 1250, which we actually ended up losing. We ended up back at break even, got ourselves back up to being up 500. Since we're calculating in the fees as well, we took 40 contracts, and the fees are $4.36 per contract. So that puts us at $174.40 in fees. So let's take our 500 and minus that 174.40. So that puts us up 325.60 on the day in the sim. I'm adding in the fees because I want to make sure that is calculated into my my trade plan. It's super important, and it's just something that I wasn't doing enough because I was doing as much trading in the simulator as I was, and I'm like, oh well, I'm up $4,000 in the simulator, so I must be doing great, right? I must be doing amazing, but that's not exactly the case. So, all right, so let's see. Getting continued around 35 is below the 26. I'm going to pop out to the 3-minute chart and see what we got going on here so that we can view that trend a little bit better. Like I said, we got that rejection off of that 50, and we dropped below the 35. So now I'll be looking at the 35 as resistance and this 36.50 as support. I think that we may actually break down below this 36.50, but we're not getting that breakdown yet. We'll see if this 5-minute actually plays out. So on the 5, the 35 already acted as resistance pretty heavily, and on the CTM we went from 4.4 to 2.3 and breaking below 36.50. This is kind of like the moment of truth. Is at about, my guess is 8:30 of the 5 minutes. And sometimes this is what trading is. Like sometimes you're just sitting on your hands. Like honestly, like if we didn't trade through that consolidation zone right here, where the five put in these two dojis, because we were so focused on that 1 minute chart, if we just didn't trade this zone here, we would have been up 1250, not even including what we traded through here. And we did miss the bulk of this breakout right here, and that really had a lot to do with the fact that we didn't do enough bar analysis up front before taking additional trades, and we were just kind of like trading trading through that consolidation, which is not something that, like, that's part of a rule that I need to write down, and I need to actually be like, okay, I don't trade through consolidation. Split my drink. I think that would be very helpful. So I think what I might do is I might write my rules in the Discord group. By the way, guys, we did launch a Discord group this week. And so if you guys want to check that out, it's joelstraight.com/Discord. And you'll be able to do that, to join in that group. But we would love to have you there because, it's just a great place for us to be able to talk and communicate and have a good conversation. So that's joelstraight.com/Discord. I have not found how to type from this side, or how to add links and things like that. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. We can make that pop up. But I haven't quite figured out how to put it directly in the chat from this side. This new software is pretty cool, but it does some like weird little quirks that just make it kind of a little challenging. So I haven't totally figured that stuff out yet. But I can jump over to the YouTube side. Let's jump back into the charts for a minute and see what's going on here. So we are getting a bounce off of. So right now that 3650 is kind of that's like the zone. We're coming up on 830, and we're getting a bounce there. Nine below 12, both below 35 and 26. So I don't have a ton of confidence yet for the move back up, but I do think that we will. I think that there's a lot of probability that we'll move back up. At bare minimum, test this. I don't know about bare minimum. Let me rephrase that statement. I think that there is a high probability that we may come up and test 35 if we stay above 3650. But I think that that's a big if. We've got to stay above that 3650 zone. Jump into the 5. I think really we're looking for that 5-minute resolution now. And it's just kind of like wait until we get it. TTM at 2.3 on the previous and 0.6 on the current. So we need to see that cyan switch on the 5-minute chart. And then after we see that cyan switch, we need to see a break above 3650. And then after that, we have to see this 9 and 12 cross above the 26. So we've got all those things that need to happen first before we get into a trade here. That's a lot of things to be happening now at this point. 8:30 is the time that I'm looking for. 1 minute. Coming back to the 1 minute chart, and we are getting a break above that 3650. Super important zone. Okay, I might take a scalp off the 3650. Entered in at 50. Looking for a move to 51. Got it. Up 750 on the day. Okay. Putting in for a 12 tick move, anticipating this 830 potential breakout, which is actually happening before 830. That would have been the full 12 ticks right there, the one that we just got that 4 tick trade on. Okay, looking for a pullback to the 35, which is at 5150. Not getting it yet. Got an entry sitting at 5150. Entered. Look for 12 tick move to the upside. So it means that we're looking at to get at 3650, 450, which we're right next to. Cut the trade there. Took 437 in profit, 437.50, up 11.25 on the day before fees. Traded 50 contracts so far. Okay, and this was the trend reversal that we've been waiting on for a while. We essentially were waiting for it to come down, consolidate, run this 3650 zone, and then pop above that. Gonna check in on the 3-minute chart and see what we got going on. Now on the 3-minute chart, we're running into resistance at the 35. So the 35 is right there at 36.55. And then our next area of resistance is going to be that 50 EMA. And jump to the 5-minute chart and see what we got going on. Still haven't got the crossover on the 5. We're super close, but not there. 9 and 12 are in the same zone. And the 35 is strong resistance off of the on the 5-minute chart. That 35 has come down a bit though. You can see it was at 36.63. Now it's at 36.60. So 36.60 really is our actual area of resistance. We did get a cyan switch, went from 0.4 to 2.9. Looking solid, I think, for a potential move to the upside. If this particular 5-minute candle resolves and potentially ends green, that's what I think that we need to see. We need to see this 5-minute candle. So at 8:35, we need to see this candle be green. If it doesn't, then we would need that by 8:45, I think. But that's what needs to happen, I think, in order for this 26 to cross, this 9/12/26 crossover to happen. When that does, then we're going to see a move to the upside, and which looks like that's happening now. And watch out for this 35, this 36.60 level here of this EMA 35 as resistance. Nice rip on that candle. Exiting out of the Bollinger Band just now. That would have been a very nice trade off of 48. We're off of 50. Looking for a pullback now to like 52. And gonna go for a 4-tick, not 45, 4-tick scalp. This candle just started, joined the bid right here. Missed that entry on the way that I wanted it. Took that off, up 11 or up 13.75 on the day. Another pullback, getting a possible crossover on the 1-minute chart. Okay, so this 9 and 12 need to first off be above each other, and then we need to get that cross above that EMA 35, and we get that bounce off that. 10 seconds left on this candle. I think this is probably going to pop soon. I'm going to put this in for a plus 12, looking for a $3 move. Waiting on this. Got a little micro flag there. Join the bid here. I wanted to actually enter earlier. There's that pop that I mentioned. I wanted to enter a little earlier, but didn't really see the entry point well. Okay, joining there. Looking for a move up to 36.60 exactly. I'm looking to get out at 59.75. Time 15 seconds to a new 5-minute candle. Not a good trade. I was looking for the entry like right here, and I just didn't get it, and I was late. And frankly, I don't know that I should have even taken the trade because I was late. Hands over the cover button. Currently down 500 in this trade. Up 1,000 on the day. Our exit is 36.60, which I think that will happen. But our entrance just wasn't very good. Our entrance was at 56.75. We're looking to get out of 59.75. Currently almost break even on this trade. This is our new 5-minute candle. I'm still stuffy from being sick. And a little coughing type thing. But it's not too bad. I think that we're going to be okay. 55. 5 seconds left in this candle. New candle. 1, 2, 3, 4 greens in a row. Back in green slightly. I might take this trade off. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like 1 tick and just see if we can get out with a micro profit. Didn't rip as fast as, or really just how I wanted it to. I may actually end up cutting it here. Had a chance to get out for like 1 tick. I did just break even there for a second. Time 20 seconds left in this candle. Not enough. Still haven't got out yet, just because I'm trying to get out with that 1 tick. Yeah, I would have just been better cutting it. It's still not letting me out. Wow. Gave back half our profit on the day on that one. And honestly, I think it's just gonna rip right back up. But we're outside of the Bollinger Band on the TCM, and that makes a big difference with futures. Not as much of a difference with stocks, but with the futures, it makes a big impact, I've noticed. I think I could have managed my risk better on that one. So 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, we did get the 9, 12, 26 crossover, and TCM went 3, 7 to 6. So pretty good momentum on the 5-minute chart on the TCM as far as that's concerned. I think this is going to rip up and hit that level. That would have been it, man. That was our move. We just needed to hold through the pullback. Got an entry, pretty much our exact trade that we just missed just now. I hope I don't overtrade, because I mean, I already went back to flat on the day already and worked our way out of that. And so, you know, I hope I'm not taking too many trades. Honestly, I am thinking I'm taking too big of swings. So I'm gonna go back to 4 tick move and try and focus on taking 4 ticks. Time on this candle, 3 seconds. We're getting a consolidation zone. Remember I said that I shouldn't be trading through a consolidation zone. So that's what I'm noticing with my trading is that I've been trading through consolidation zones, and that's what's killing my account. Because we traded through the rip and it's fine, you know. But look at that. One, two, three, four, five rejections right there. I don't like that. 20 seconds left in this candle. Back to flat on the day. $283.40 in fees as well. So I can tell one thing. Number one, I trade through consolidation zones, and that's hurting my account. So that's something that I need to stop. But I need to be able to recognize that consolidation zone so that I don't do it, because that's killing my account. Also, knowing when to cut is really helpful, but that's just kind of basic trading. Really just looking for like one more test of it, and I don't know if we're gonna get it. New 5. And check that candle here. So last candle ended green on the 5. Why is the music taking like such a huge pause in between tracks? The pause is like noticeable, like very noticeable. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, so I'm really looking for that move up to that 35, and I can tell you a couple of things. Number one, I overtraded on the day. Our peak of the day profit was $1,250, which we ended up going back to flat on, and then worked our way out of that, and worked ourselves back up to like 1375. Actually, was our peak of the day. So we worked our way up to 1375, and then you're witnessing it right now, that I traded through the consolidation zone, and ended up hurting my account as a result. So so that's certainly something that I need to work on as a trader. I did hold this trade simply because we are in this consolidation zone. We are in this bullish pattern of this consolidation zone. So that's why I held through this pullback. And honestly, I could have held through that other pullback and been fine, and we would have made the profit that we were seeking. I'm trying to get out at 57. Our peak of the day profit was 1375. Time on this candle. We've got 10 seconds left on this candle, so I'm gonna hold it. There we go. That's the rip. That's the trade that I was attempting to get over here. So up 1062.50 on the day. I held that. Now, normally I would have cut that, but the reason why I held that was because we were consolidating above support. We were consolidating above the 3650, and we had the moving average indicators working in our favor as well as the cyan on the TTM. Now, we were outside of that Bollinger Band, but that was okay because the momentum was stacking up on the TTM. Now, if the momentum had not been stacking up at a factor, meaning like a factor of like half a point or anything like that, I would have been out. But you can see we went from 2-3 to 3-3, so I could see the momentum stacking up even though we were through the consolidation, which really what that meant was that people were acquiring contracts and then not selling. So essentially, like, the selling pressure was coming in and people were kind of buying up this bottom, and building a position. And as they built the position, they were looking for this rip up. So a lot of, I learned this from watching some institutional traders, is that they will build positions through these consolidation zones, and then and they'll hold them, and that they're expecting others to also do that same thing, build those positions up and get it, essentially develop their entry points, and then you get the rip and they sell at the top. And that's why you have these big green candles followed by these big red candles. So at least that's been my perspective. So, um, all right, how's everyone doing today? We've been streaming for a long time today. Do you guys like the higher resolution? Like, can you tell the difference? Because we're streaming at 1080 now. We were streaming previously at 720, which drove me nuts. But I didn't even actually notice because I was too focused on really just trying to figure out how this whole streaming thing works. We've only been streaming now for about 60 days. So about 2 months we've been streaming, and in that time frame, we've upgraded the sound quality, we've upgraded the audio quality or the video quality, ah, the video quality, the sound quality, the music quality, and the background. We're probably going to focus on making the background even better. And also, we're going to focus on getting the lighting better because right now I got this whole, ghost lighting thing going on. Ooh, but it is spooky season, so it does work out. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it's a good resolution. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So, uh, I think I may want to also make a video on just kind of like my review of streaming over the last like 60 days, in case you guys are interested in streaming as well. Just let you guys know what I found works, what I found like could be improved upon that other people aren't talking about. So if you guys are ever interested in streaming or starting your own YouTube channel, um, we're not gatekeeping here. We don't want to gatekeep any of that stuff. I am not in competition with anybody. I do not believe in any of that. That is not my philosophy. Is blue ocean strategy. If you guys have never heard of that, check out that book. It's a really good book. But the idea, the concept behind it is really just that there is abundance everywhere. You know, like people are going to show up for you and your audience, and people are going to show up for that guy and that guy's audience and all that type of stuff. That is my philosophy on it. And there's always, I mean, there's 7.7 billion people on this planet. There's always an audience available for you guys. So um if you guys are looking to start any sort of brand or any of those types of things, I'll probably just share, what I've done here to make this a little bit better. And also I may share some of my other like online uh, digital business secrets, if you will. Um, but I'll be putting a lot of that stuff in the Discord group too. Discord is really where this conversation is going to evolve, where this community is going to evolve. So LQUW, if you're not in the Discord group, join in. Everybody else who's hanging out, join in the Discord group. I'll drop it in the chat as well, so y'all can just click the link on it. Um, Putting that in now. So there it is. That's the link to the Discord group. And y'all can just click that, join in, and have a conversation with us. It is small right now. Currently, I think it's just Tiny and one other person. Uh, Kendall J. And but we are going to keep growing, and within a few months we'll have a few thousand people in there, and we'll have some rock solid conversations and stuff to share with each other. The idea behind this Discord and behind this whole channel is financial independence and financial freedom, as well as the philosophy and the balance and alignment that is necessary in order to not just make money but have joy in your life. And that's kind of the whole process behind this stuff. Um, to give a little background on myself, guys, in case you guys don't know, I've literally died several times in my life. I've had my heart stop for like more than 40 minutes before. So I know more than many people that life is fleeting. It's not that life is short. I don't believe that, but life is fleeting, and you could go at any moment. So make sure you're having fun with whatever it is that you're doing. I'm always trying to get better and stuff like that um, because I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be, for no other reason other than that I just want to get better, because it makes me happy to get better. I enjoy the growth process. Um, So, but yeah, that's what our Discord group is going to be about. And so, guys, with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there. Be sure y'all check out the links in the description. And once again, if you're trying to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. There's a link in the description for it. Use promo code JSBEST and get that lifetime discount on there. So, all right, guys, I love and appreciate you, Optimus, and we will see you tomorrow, Friday, at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. All right, much love and appreciation, guys. Peace. Oh, I'm just gonna grab this comment here real fast, then we'll pop out. Yeah, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.